we were talking, he said, well, there's going to be 3 more speakers. And within myself, I said, I don't know how that's going to work out. I said, but I'm going to go ahead, and I can say it's working out real good.
Yes, it is.
Amen. I am so elated to be here with my sisters. I have been knowing Pastor Crystal for years. I won't even say years. You know how you know people that you can't even get brand new with them?
Yeah.
You know, she knows me.
Yeah.
And this was my first time ever hearing her preach.
Wow.
And I was just sitting there floored. I was like, oh my God.
Amen.
And it just shows you sometimes you just take people for granted. But I was just so blessed by your ministry. And because of Bishop, he brought this together.
Thank God.
And to Pastor who went ahead, I just got my sickle out. And I'm just gathering all my harvest stuff. Anybody got their sickles ready?
Yes,
I really, really do. And to my son that came with me, can y'all clap for my baby? He's gonna always be my baby. He's my only child, and Pastor Crystal and Bishop knows that, you know, my son is really a miracle. I had toxemia when I was pregnant, and my blood pressure is shot out of the roof. And when they got me to the doctor looked at me. He was like, he didn't even know how I was walking. That's how my blood pressure was. And so we went through the process of delivery, and I went through 24 hours of labor. 24. That's why young people, that's why your mamas be about to knock you out when you say something to them. We get a flashback of that labor. And I didn't holler, I didn't do anything. And I was at Northside Hospital. Make a long story short, I was supposed to be in a private room. And I never was placed in a private room. And it's something about me. I try to always be nice. That's just something about me. So when the nurse was telling me, she said, you're not going to be able to put you in a private room. I just was so calm. I said, that's okay. You know, that's fine. I'm here. Well, to make a long story short, everything went haywire. My son flatlined, and they had to get me to the ER to do an emergency surgery. But the Lord had it where my room was positioned. I was 2 doors away from surgery. Had I been up in my private room, I couldn't have got the surgery.
Thank you.
When I got there, I don't remember a lot of it. I could just remember my hands shaking. And I always say this, I just want to find a man who was in there. He was just wiping my tears. And I said, if I could just find that man that was just wiping my tears. Ezra was born dead. He was dead for 15 minutes.
Jesus.
15 minutes he went without oxygen. 15 minutes. Okay? And so then he suffered a seizure on top of all of that. So of course the prognosis was bad. They told us he would be retarded. They told us we would take care of him all his life. His hands were positioned like this. And they told us he would have cerebral palsy. And I was in the hospital, and our pastor, Pastor Simmons, anybody knows, Pastor Simmons was well renowned, and he was in revival. He didn't come home to his wife. He didn't come home to his children.
That's right.
He got off the plane and came straight to the hospital to me.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that as long as I live. And he walked in, and anybody knows my pastor, he was smelling like $1,000,000.
Yes, Lord.
He was smelling good, and he was looking good. And he looked at the people, and he said, I'm Ezra's pastor. And I'm here to pray for him. He came and he prayed for Ezra, and the rest is history. The Lord healed my son.
Thank you.
And as time went on, we found out he had suffered hearing loss. They said if in the higher tones, Ezra can't hear. I was sitting there, they were saying things, and my baby was just looking straight ahead. So I went to a doctor, and the doctor, he had started picking up playing the drums, and the doctor said to me, he doesn't need to play the drums. And that just didn't register in my spirit. I was at Emory. I said, God, why would you give him the gift if you didn't want him to use the gift? You see, my son plays drums.
Yes, he
He's
does.
a beast on the drums.
Yes, he is.
I have to give it to him. I try to keep him humble, but he's a beast on the drums.
Give it to him.
And 2 years ago, he started playing on the keys.
My God.
So I just came to let you know there's not anything too hard for our God.
Oh, God.
Whatever God can fix any situation. And you see my son is singing and playing, and I'm not going to be before you long. Are you my coworker? You look just like my coworker from Aaliyah. That's amazing. You have a twin. You have a twin. I worked at Aaliyah for a year. You all can take your seats. I'm not going to be before you long. If we can go to Judges, the 16th chapter. now you can stay seated because I'm going to jump around. I'm going to read verses 4 through 9, 15 through 20, and 28 through 30. Judges, the 16th chapter. You ready? Anybody want to say wait on me? Is there?
I'm there.
Okay. Verses, again, Judges, the 16th chapter, beginning with verses 4 through 9. And it came to pass afterward that he loved a woman in the valley of Sorek, whose name was Delilah. And the lords of the Philistine came up unto her, connection, Sister Crystal, and said unto her, entice him, and see wherein his great strength lieth, and by what means he may prevail against him, that we may bind him to afflict him. And we will give thee every one of us 1,100 pieces of silver. And Delilah said to Samson, tell me, I pray thee, wherein thy great strength lieth, and wherewith thou mightest be bound to afflict thee. And Samson said unto her, if they bind me with 7 green withs that were never dried, then shall I be weak and be as another man. Then the lords of the Philistines brought up to her 7 green withs, which had not been dried, and she bound him with them. Now there were men lying in wait, abiding with her in the chamber. And she said unto him, the Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And he brake the withs as a thread of tow is broken when it toucheth the fire. So his strength was not known. Verses 15 through 20. And she said unto him, how canst thou say I love thee, when thy heart is not with me? Thou hast mocked me these 3 times, and hast not told me wherein thy great strength lieth. And it came to pass when she pressed him daily with her words. Can't nobody worry you like a woman. And urged him, so that his soul was vexed unto death, that he told her all his heart. And he said unto her, there have not come a razor upon my head, for I have been a Nazarite unto God from my mother's womb. If I be shaven, then my strength will go from me, and I shall become weak and be like any other man. And when Delilah saw that he had told her all his heart, she sent and called for the lords of the Philistines, saying, come up this once, for he hath showed me all his heart. Then the lords of the